Before jumping into this video, I did want to make sure to acknowledge and express my condolences to everyone grieving the loss of Mel Thompson. Grieving looks different for everyone, so I think it's just important to remind you to check in with yourself and take care of yourself as you are experiencing this grief and loss. I'm not going to say much more because I think it's more appropriate for Mel's family and friends to have that space, but I did just want to acknowledge what's been happening and just hope everyone's taking care of themselves. With that, just gonna go right in and talk to you about some makeup. So I recently made my first purchase from Oden's Eye, and I picked up the eyeshadow palette that Tina from TheFancyFace did with Oden's Eye. She and two other creators came out with palettes, and I decided to get Tina's. So I'm gonna just kind of walk you through the palettes, do some swatches, and I'm gonna attempt to do the look that Tina did, or one of the looks she did in one of her videos. So the palette comes in this lovely packaging. It has the three creators on the front, and in the middle here it says Oden's Eye in white. It's a little difficult to see it due to the color of the box. And once you open it, again, it says Oden's Eye in the middle there. And there is this little card. And the card has the names of each palette. So Tina's is called Hummingbird, and then we've also got Red Dragon and Giant Wolves, and those are from Judy and Annette if you watch their videos. So first, Oden's Eye says, working with Judy, Tina, and Annette is an attempt for Oden's Eye to focus on the ancient legends of different cultures. Thank you for this amazing experience. And then each of the folks, the creators, wrote a little blurb. So Tina's says, thank you so much for taking this journey with me and celebrating the magic of our beautiful tropical hummingbird. I hope this palette brings you a bit of sunshine and brightens your day with color. So that is a really cute little card there. So if you chose to get Tina's palette, it is right here in this beautiful packaging. Another thing that came with the palette is this beautiful scarf that has Tina's face on it, as well as the hummingbird and the name of her palette and Oden's Eye. It's just really cute. My sister always told me that I had a big head, so it doesn't fit on my head, but I'm gonna find a way to wear it. Maybe I'll just hang it up and have it, you know, on display. So the palette comes in this sleeve, and you can take the palette out, hopefully. There's the sleeve. And then here is the palette. It's really nice and small, like it's pretty compact, which I can appreciate. The texture of the palette is also, the outside is really nice. On the back, you've got the name of the palette, and it says Hummingbird, and it is an eyeshadow palette and says Oden's Eye and Fancyface. So also on the back are the names of the shades. Once you open the palette, here it is. You've got this mirror here, and then you've got the shades here. You also do get the little plastic overlay. There we go. Just taking that off. What I really appreciated about the packaging, like it wasn't just this box, like it came like wrapped and taped, and like they did an excellent job. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the shades. I'm also going to swatch the shades, and then like I said, I will attempt to do a look. Let's see. So inside the palette has Tina's signature. Can you see that? There you go, Tina's signature, and it has 12 shades. So I am going to go ahead and swatch these. And if you want to know how Tina decided on these shades, I definitely recommend looking at her video where she talked about it. She was like so excited. You can't not get excited watching her. So the first shade here is called Feathers. That's this lime green. What she also did say is that there are no pressed glitters in this palette, which I appreciate. That is pretty. That's really pretty. The next shade here is Red Hills. There's that. And if you did not know, Tina is from Jamaica. And so she took the inspiration for this palette and the colors and the hummingbird and everything from her home. The next shade is Star Apple. These are swatching really well. This is my first Oden's Eye palette, so I kind of don't really know what to expect. But so far, so good. And it's not just because I like Tina. All right. The next shade here is called Swallowtail. There's that. That's really pretty. The next shade is called Tropics. It's this one here. Ooh, look at that. That's pretty. And the last shade in this second row is called Lagoon. All right, let's keep going. I think we can fit them all. I'm gonna try. This shade here is called Hibiscus. There that is. It's very pretty. The next shade is called Beach Sands, that one here. Let me do that one over, y'all. That one's terrible. That was me, not the shade. All right, let's try that again. There we go. My bad. All right, there it is. The next one is called Hummingbird. That is this pretty purple here. This shade here is called Fancy. Ooh, that is pretty. Swatches are getting worse. The next shade is called Blue Fields. That one there. All right, let's try to like. Oh, that's. Ooh, that is pretty. And this last shade here is called Clear Blue. I'm not sure if you can see it, but there is a hummingbird embossed on it. So I really don't want to mess that up. Let me see if I can get just a little bit of the shade. I don't think there's a way to do it. Ooh. I mean, it's going to get messed up anyway, but I don't want to mess it up already. But let's try. Rubbing lightly across. Okay. I got like a tiny bit on And here we go. So those are all of the shades, all 12. So those are the 12 shades. We've got Feathers, Red Hills, Star Apple, Swallowtail, Tropics, Lagoon, Hibiscus, Beach Sands. It's kind of hard to see on my skin tone, but it was a shady, terrible swatch that I did. Hummingbird, Fancy, Blue Fields, and Clear Blue. So I'm going to go ahead and take my eye makeup off. This is just the makeup I've had on all day. And I am going to attempt to do a look. Tina did a few looks on her channel, but the first one that she did was sort of the look that is on the palette. She used a couple of shades, I think like 2 shades, to create that palette. So I'm going to attempt it and hopefully not bring any shame to her. So yes, just give me a second and I will return. Okay, so I've taken my eye makeup off along with some of the makeup that came with it. And I will fix that at the end. And I have primed my eyes with the Pat McGrath Intensifies Artistry Wand. So that is already on my eyes. As you might know, it is a clear primer, so that's why you don't see anything there. Now, Tina did the look from the palette, her palette, so that is what I am going to attempt. I'm not Tina, so bear with me. It's gonna come out like Shani style. Okay, so the first thing she did was to take the shade Clear Blue, and she put that kind of in the inner tear duct and the lid. What she did say about this shade is that it's pressed or packed pretty tightly. One reason is because of the hummingbird on there. So, oh wow, but even with that, I find that it's like nice pigment. I'm also several shades darker than Tina, so obviously it's gonna look a little different. I'm actually just using the mirror in the palette. And it's going on top of the primer really well. And actually, I often prefer to pack shades on rather than using a fluffy brush. So let me just change that a little bit. That allows me to kind of get in here in the inner corner a bit better. Okay, once she laid that down, she then went in with Feathers. And she used the same like fluffy brush she had used to put on Clear Blue. So I'm gonna do that too. One thing about these like Sonia G brushes is that you can build color up, which I like. I do recall also that Tina said, depending upon what you use to apply this shade, like it can be more of a soft wash of color or it can be like boom pow. So I'm going to just use my finger and see how that changes things. So I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it definitely adds a bit more pigment. Now I just feel like I want to just keep on putting more and more. This color is so pretty. Ugh. All of these shades are just richly pigmented and very smooth. None of them are hard to blend or like get on the eye. I appreciate that, because to me that means you don't have to do a bunch of rigmarole to like get a look, you know? And wipe that off. I'm just going to go back in with the blue, clear blue. Just want to get that to stand out a little bit more. Now, one thing she did say is that this palette is meant to be like a companion palette, so that if you need like a brow bone color or anything else to kind of blend things out, then you can pull from another palette, which I'm totally fine with. So I think I'm just gonna get a brown from a palette. So I'm just going in with the Natasha Denona Safari palette. There's a brown in here called Thorn. I'm just gonna use that to, I want to blend here a bit. Okay. Now the other thing that she did that I was not expecting was that she went in with, where is it? Ah, here it is. She went in with Star Apple and placed that on her brows. So I'm gonna see if I could do that. Hopefully this doesn't look a mess. Girl, Tina, if this is not what you meant, I'm sorry, boo-boo. I'm trying. But I'm kind of feeling this though. Ooh, okay. All right. Okay, so we've got the purple brows on. Why am I feeling this? Yes, yes. Okay, let me like zoom you out. Why am I feeling this purple brow, y'all? Okay, I also think I'm going to change my lip color. Now, Tina used like a orangey red. I'm gonna see what I'm gonna decide to use. Okay, here is the look. And yes, I used Tina TheFancyFace and Oden's Eye collab. I added lashes and I smudged a bit of green liner. It is the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in Electric Empire. Smudged a bit of that on the lower lash line, and then I also went in with Star Apple just on top of that. Added lashes, of course, and then the lip products that I ended up yes, products that I ended up using are Talk is Chic from Dose of Colors, a matte lipstick, and on top of that I added Bury Me Too. I think that's it. So yeah, this is a fun look. It feels very carnival for me. So Tina's from Jamaica. My family is from Trinidad and Guyana. That's a mix, y'all. That's a crazy mix. But this does feel real Caribbean to me. Like, this is something that I would wear. I really like this palette. It's really cute. I'm glad this is my first I'm glad this is my first purchase from Oden's Eye. I really wanted to support Tina. I love all the shades, and I really like that all of them show up on my deeper skin tone. I know Tina is always advocating for products to show up on folks. I adore her. I think she's real cool. I go to her for really detailed tutorials and swatches and things like that. She just gives you all the info, and I really appreciate that. So let me know if you all picked up this palette. It's a good one. It's really, I like it. Let me know if you picked it up or if you picked up any of the other two. And I think that's about it. I need to go rest. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you next time.